to just get us started with an opening statement.
Yeah, really, first of all, pleased with how we bounced back. Really tough first loss. Interested to see how the kids would react with expectations coming the year. They really felt like they could beat Marshall. They felt like they should have beat Marshall, and it was interesting to see how they bounced back week 2. Came out really, really well. First half was about as good a football, besides one miscue on offense and one drive on defense. We really played solid football. We scored 3 of our first 4 possessions. We ran the ball. We threw the ball. We possessed the ball. Defense played good. We had one bad drive in the first half where they kind of went through us quickly. We weren't really on our keys very good. Special teams was obviously much better than it was the week before in the first half. Kicking, covering, punting, doing everything we want, being very solid in special teams. You're up 21-7 at half, and you've possessed the ball for 19 minutes. You've ran almost twice as many plays as them. You've won the big play battle. You've won the special team battle. It's a pretty good bounce back from a tough opening day loss. Third quarter defense continued to play great. Had a really strong second half. The more they kind of saw Austin Peay's offense and all the movements and all the different things they did, the more comfortable they got with it, and they kind of got stronger and stronger as the game went on. Offensively, obviously, got bogged down a little bit in the third quarter. We had a Zoe fumble on the first possession, which stops the drive there, and then we had a couple possessions in a row where we don't move the ball like we'd like, and then fourth quarter kind of regrouped, kind of changed some things up, and got some points on the board. Besides the 2 fumbles in the second half, really the Zoe's fumbles concerning because Bester getting in late and getting his feet wet and fumbling. That's not awesome, but it was the first game for a freshman to run out there and be a little bit scared, and so had one nice run, then fumble the next play. So, but it's good for him to get out there and get some action. So, really, really fine game for us. Disappointed in the third quarter on offense, but if I come talk to you every Monday and I'm disappointed with one quarter on one side of the ball, we're probably gonna have a pretty good chance to win a game. So, thought a lot of kids played well. Thought a lot of kids contributed. Obviously, Tony Reed being involved in 3 turnovers was crazy in a very short period of time. He had a very rough week. We won't get into details, but he missed practice Tuesday because of a sickness, and then he was not near 100% on Wednesday and Thursday. Then he had a procedure done on Friday. We didn't even see him Friday. He was at the hospital getting some stuff taken care of to his body, and we weren't even sure if he's going to play. And then he goes out there and plays out of his mind. So, from not knowing what's going on Friday to how he played on Saturday, pretty amazing, pretty competitive kid, and in his mind, he was always going to play, but I think in my mind, like, we'll see how Friday goes, and if everything goes good Friday, we'll see about Saturday. But in his mind, he was playing all the whole time, and obviously he had a whale of a game if he didn't have a rough week physically, but everything he went through physically, he played one heck of a football game.
Questions?
You mentioned turnovers, Coach. How big of a factor is it, do you anticipate it being with UC this week on 2 teams that are probably, pretty close in skill level and talent?
Yeah, it's going to be huge every week. I mean, from here on out, and even before here, there's turnovers going to affect every game. Whether we can get them, win the takeaway turnover battle is going to be critical. It's going to be critical this Saturday. Obviously, we got to keep getting the turnovers like we've done, and we've got to eliminate them on offense. We got to make sure we take care of the football on offense, and we've had 4 fumbles in 2 weeks, which is not acceptable, and not going to win you many games.
Yeah. So last season against Cincinnati, we almost pulled off the upset, 27-20 on the road. It was a thrilling game. This time around, the playing field appears to be evened out a little bit. What are the keys to coming out with a win? Yeah,
we got to play our game. They're a crazy athletic team at all positions. They got weapons on offense. They got weapons on defense. They got a new coaching staff. They're very talented coaching staff. If you go read the bios of their staff, they have a very seasoned veteran guys that have been around the block about 30 times. And very talented coaching staff. So they play hard, they play smart, and they have a lot of talent. So we're going to have to play our game. We're going to have to eliminate mistakes on offense. We're going to have to win the big play battle. We're going to have to win the time possession battle. We're going to have to win the turnover battle, and we're going to have to play really, really solid on special teams. And if we play really well in all facets, we're going to have a heck of a chance to make this a really competitive game and pull off a victory. If we don't, they're very athletic like Marshall. They will take advantage. Every time we're not where we're supposed to be, they will take advantage and make us pay.
Coach,
Luke Fickell's in his first year at University of Cincinnati as the head coach. As you've evaluated and broke down the team, what has been the biggest difference between this new coaching staff and what you saw in the years past?
Well, I think just the systems are different. They're playing defensively. They're not totally different than they were a year ago because they were, four down team a year ago. They're a 4-down team again. But obviously, new coordinators on both sides of the ball, new staff. They're athletic like they were, but they're running a different style of offense than they ran a year ago. I think they like to run the ball more than maybe they did a year ago and be more balanced. And then defensively, I wouldn't say they pressure more. They just pressure differently than they did a year ago. They like to bring pressure, and they like I said, they got an arsenal on defensive staff of coordinators that have been coordinators at, they got, Tenuta's not even a coordinator. Tenuta's been one of the best coordinators in college football, and he's just a position coach at Cincinnati right now. So they're loaded on defense, and they got a lot of different ideas. And obviously, Fickell's been a coordinator, and their coordinator's been a coordinator, and Tenuta's been a coordinator. So they got plenty of things they can throw at you defensively. So it'll be a great challenge for us mentally on the offensive side of the ball.
As we know, when you get to the MAC schedule and everything, there's some familiarity there. You've played two teams so far where I guess it was you didn't know that much about them, prior to this year. You have been meeting them. UC, not in the league, but you play them every year. So I guess it's a mixed bag with them. You should have some familiarity with their personnel, but maybe not so much because of Fickell coming in.
Yeah, I think exactly right. We're very familiar with their personnel. We know the guys that have played really good football, and there wasn't a lot of guys we popped the tape on that we hadn't seen in previous years. Like we look and we see the numbers and like, yep, those are the guys. And so personnel familiarity, very, very, very familiar with that. Obviously, schematic familiarity with the new staff. We got a couple games of what they've done their first two games, and then kind of you look at what their coordinators have done at other places, So you try to put it all together because it's only two games, so you don't want to draw every conclusion based on the first two games. So you're trying to look a little bit in the past of what they've done at other places and schematically to try to draw some conclusions. And we're going to have to figure some of it out on Saturday night.
It's been since 2005 that Miami was able to defeat the University of Cincinnati. Can you talk a little bit about what a victory on Saturday would mean for this team, this program?
Well, obviously for us, I just talked earlier on a phone call, like what it's meant. Like we got here, it was a disaster. They had blown us out, kind of had their way with us for a while. And then obviously we've made it pretty competitive since we got here. But obviously to add more teeth to the rivalry, you got to win the game at some point. So for just a rivalry's sake, we just extended it to 2029, which is awesome for both schools, awesome for college football. You never want to see rivalries go away. That's not good for college football. Proximity's awesome. It's a very easy road game. For whoever gets a road game, it's a really simple road trip. So from that standpoint, there's a lot of positives that we've extended this thing out. But for us to win the game, I think it just adds a lot of teeth to the rivalry, that it's not just a one-sided rivalry, and we're excited to play them, and they're ho-hum to play us.
Any other questions?
One more. Have you gotten any kind of sense or feedback or whatever from the players on, what it might mean to them? I mean, I guess maybe when you get into the week, you might tell a little bit more, but.
Well, I just think for the seniors, it's their last shot. Our seniors haven't beaten Cincinnati, so it's their last shot to try to take home the bell. So I know it means a lot to them. To the younger guys, obviously, they're probably trying to figure out the rivalry like they're trying to figure out everything else. But I know to our seniors, it would mean a lot. I know to Miami football, it would mean a lot. I know to all our very faithful alum and fans, it would mean a ton. It's probably the number one thing I get throughout the year is when everybody talks to me is, you got to beat UC, you got to beat UC, and if I'm not getting that, you got to beat OU. So and sometimes it's both. So it's unique to have two real big rivalries like we do. It's pretty cool to have two of your 12 games every year be rivalry games. That's unique. Not everybody has that. So we certainly look forward and cherish this game, and it means a lot to us.
I mean, even some of your younger guys like Gus are from Cincinnati.
Yeah, no, those guys, all our Cincinnati guys, it'll mean a ton. So it's a big game. It's a big game for a lot of reasons. For us, we got to keep improving. We think we have a chance to be a really good football team this year, and obviously this would be a heck of a win if we could pull it off.